So chapter 5 review, which we'll be talking about further percentages. We'll be talking about percentages more, but a lot more in depth, and also decimals. Now, you should be able to convert between fraction, decimal, and percentages. Convert it back and forth. For example, 1/2 can be written as 0.5, and that is 5% because it is counted relative to 100%. So, oh wait, it should be 50%, not 5. So, one over 20 is equal to 0.05, which is 5%. Now, 3/4 is equal to 0.75, and that is equal to 75%. 3/4 can be thought of as 3 times by 1/4, right? And 1/4 is 0.25, so 3 times 0.25 is 0.75. Next one, 7/10 is equal to 0.7, and that is equal to 70%. This is something very simple, conversion between fraction and decimal. Now, when you want to calculate a percentage of a quantity, let's say that percentage of a quantity. For example, let's say that they ask for 25% of 300 meter. So 25% of 300 meter is essentially 25 over 100, and 25 over 100 is equal to 1/4. It's times by 300, so it's 300 divided by 4. 300 divided by 4 is equal to 70 meter. And that's how you find percentage of a quantity. So now you can express one quantity as a percentage of another. For example, let's say in an examination, a girl obtains 69 marks out of 75, right? I could express this as a fraction. For example, 69 out of 75, then this is equal to 69 out of 75 times by 100, which is equal to 92%. Right? It's this relative to the maximum score and times by 100 to get to convert it to a percentage. Now we can talk about percentage increase. Percentage increase / decrease. So a percentage increase is essentially an increase to some amount, initial amount, and increase by some percentage, let's say 8%, 9%. So let's say that you have a salary of 16,000, right? 16,000 per year. And then your manager suddenly told you that you'll have an increase of 8% the next year. So increase of 8%, that means, and there'll be an 8% increase to your initial amount, and that's the initial amount. So 100%, and then you add it by 8%. So 100% is that, and you add it by 8% of that thing. So an increase of 8% is essentially 8 over 100 times by 16,000. And it's equal to 8 times by 160. That is equal to 1,280. So there'll be an increase of 1,280. Could be dollars, could be rupees, could be Thai baht, could be sterling, can be any currency you want, just an increase of 8%. So that would be added to that. So 16,000 plus by that would be your new amount. That would be your new salary. There's an increase of 8%. Now, same logic could be applied with the decrease. So decrease by 8%, right? So you have to subtract it by 8%. So this would become subtraction instead. It will become subtraction instead. That would be about 280. So it'll be 1,4,720. That would be a decrease. Let's say in percentage increase and percentage decrease. Now, we talk about reverse percentages. Yeah, essentially reversing the process. So let's say in a test, you answered 92% of the question correctly. So 92% correctly. You got 92% out of the entire score. You got 92%. That's what you were told. And let's say that 92%, and you know that you answered 23 of them correctly. So 23 is equal to 92%. So how many questions are there? And how many of them did you get wrong? Now, since we know 92% is equal to 22 questions, right? So we had to find 1% first. 1% is equal to 23 over 92. Because we divide both sides by 92. Right. This becomes that. So now we know 1% is equal to 23 over 92. We just have to find 100%, and we could times both sides by 100. This becomes 100% is equal to 2,300 over 92, and that is equal to 25. So 100% is equal to 25. So now we know that in total 25 questions. Since we got since we got 23 of them correctly, thus the question we got wrong are 2 of them. So we got 2 of them wrong, right? And you also know that 2 of them is equal to 8%, because we know that 23 is 92, thus 2 must equal to 8. Let's reverse percentage. Another example of reverse percentage is, let's say you sold your phone. Let's say you sold your phone for 15,360. You sell it with a profit. This is the profit, and the profit is 15%. 15%. So this is already with the gain of profit of 15%. So we have to find the original price. Many people will get this wrong. They will say that, hey, if 15% is equal to that, then we only have to find the 85%, right? 85% of that, but that is wrong, because when we find 85%, right, we're finding relative to that. We don't want related to that, we want related to the original one. So let's say this amount, right, is 360, and the original amount is equal to something. Let's call that X. The increase is of 15%, right? The increase of 15%, right? So there's an increase here, which is of 15%. 15%. So we had to find the original green color price. So the green color here, let's call that X, and we increase it by 15%, then it becomes 15360, right? So first of all, we have to find the 1% first. We have to find the 1% first. If 15% increase of X is equal to that, then we need to know what's the 1% increase. What's the 1% increase? I could write this 1% increase as 1,500 and 15,360 divided by 15. This should be 115%. My bad. 115% is equal to that, because it's some amount first and added by the 15%. So this should be 115. So 1% is equal to that. And if we already found that, 15,360 divided by 115 would equal to 1%, right? Then we could times it by 15. So 15% is equal to 15,360 divided by that and times by 15. And that you would get the 15% increase. And once you already found that, you could subtract this, subtract it, and then you will get the green color amount. And that would be reverse percentages. And that would conclude this chapter of further percentages, chapter 5.